The key to this is a half cup of rice plus a teaspoon of oil in the cooking water. This is the proportion you want to keep regardless of whether you double, triple, or quadruple the recipe. I always cook it dry with about a cup of water per half cup of rice. So let's get started. Now you can use any kind of oil that you have around. They used coconut oil in the original recipe / experiment, but regular olive oil is good, or any old kind of vegetable oil works just fine. The type of rice that you use is completely optional. You can use long grain, short grain, basmati, brown. Okay, so now we have our water boiling. We dump in the oil and we dump in the rice. Now we're going to get that sucker boiling again, and you do your own experiment on my stove. If you have the rice boiling, the water boiling vigorously with the rice, and you cover it, turn it down to low, give it 10 minutes, the rice cooks perfectly. But again, you just do the experiment for you. So we got it boiling nice and vigorously. We're going to turn the heat down, cover it, and we'll give that about 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes have elapsed, and now the rice is pretty well cooked. You can see there's really no water left on the bottom of the pan here. I tend to cook the rice a little bit dry because I usually flavor it with a little stock afterwards. You remember, you're going to have to season the rice before you serve it. The fat has now gotten into the rice grains and is now beginning to hook those shorter chain starches up into longer chain starches that your gut can't absorb. That's the trick. And what we're going to do as the final step is take this rice, put it in a bowl, put it in the fridge, and let that hooking up process take place over 12 hours. So into the fridge you go, and we're going to let that sit for about 12 hours and hook up those chains, which will cut the calorie content of the rice roughly in half. So to review, to make low-cal rice, you use a proportion of 1/2 cup of dry rice with 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil. You cook it in water. You then put this in the refrigerator for 12 hours. The 12 hours stays the same no matter how much rice you make. And what that will do is allow the starches in the rice to hook up into longer chain starches that your gut can't absorb. It takes the calorie count from about 1.3 calories per gram of rice down to about 0.7 calories per gram of rice, making low-cal rice.